Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something I've never done before. I've seen a couple of booktubers film this specific video before, and I wanted to give it a go. I wanted to try and do it for my channel, you know what I mean? Because I've really enjoyed watching these types of videos. So from the title, you'll be able to tell today's video is like a trope recommendation video. You guys gave me a trope that you want a recommendation for, and I've found a book that features that trope. I've got a list and I've got a lot of books that I want to recommend today and just kind of show off to do with certain tropes. So that's what we're doing, bitch. That's what we're doing. I got my hair done yesterday. Got my hair done yesterday. Yes, it's fresh. She needed to be, you know, fixed up, and she's feeling healthy again. I, for a minute, was thinking about going back brunette, but then I got my hair done yesterday and I was like, absolutely not. Alright, so the first trope that you guys wanted suggestions for is enemies to lovers, which I think is one of the most popular tropes in the romantic genre. Everyone loves an enemies to lovers, and I feel like that's like the go-to for everyone. I like enemies to lovers, but I feel like it can be totally overdone, and sometimes the whole like enemy relationship is so full on that the romances can be unbelievable, that you could fall in love with someone that you actually hate that much. But I did actually pick out two different suggestions for this trope, and I'll explain why. So the first one is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas, and the reason why I'm suggesting this one is because it is a cult favorite, and I feel like it definitely got a lot of hype this year because of book talk. And I know for those that still enjoy reading like high school romances or like college romances, you'll really enjoy this. This also has like a pen pal situation go on, which makes the enemies to lovers trope like even better, because these two people actually do know who each other are. They just haven't figured out in person who each other are yet. This isn't my favorite book from Penelope Douglas, but it is one of her like bestsellers, and I know why a lot of people would love to read this and would pick this as their like top pick for enemies to lovers. I also wanted to suggest The Casanova by T.L. Swan, which I recently read. I believe this is T.L. Swan's recent release. I'm suggesting this one because it's more like adult. These people aren't in high school, and this is also a workplace romance as well, so you're hitting like two different tropes. So this is about Elliot and Kate. Elliot is Kate's boss, and he runs a publishing company, and one day he finds her dressed in like a skimpy kind of like netball outfit. I think it's netball or tennis or something in the photocopying room, and he's like, oh my god, who is this bitch? She is fine, she is divine, and he's like really attracted to her. And then when she spins around, he realizes, oh my god, that's Kate, and he starts viewing her differently. This is really good. I really enjoyed this book. It is quite long, and I did find myself getting a little bit bored towards the end, but I don't think that's because of the story. I think that's because at that time I was struggling to read anything. These two books were definitely the first books that came into my head when I thought enemies to lovers. I don't own this in paperback, but this book came to my mind instantly when someone suggested this trope, which is Friends to Lovers, Night Wolf by Karina Halle. If you haven't read her Black Sunshine or The Love is the Blood, this is like a continuation of that kind of series and that world, but you can read this one as a standalone. I do suggest you read the other two though, because they are so fucking good. This is paranormal vampire romance, but don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you. Even if you're someone that doesn't delve into paranormal, I would suggest reading Night Wolf and the other two as well, because they are literally fucking fire. This is such a good Friends to Lovers. It's super emotional, it's super steamy, but like the emotion is there. So it's about Wolf and Amethyst. I say that so weird, Amethyst. Amethyst is a human, and she has been living with a bunch of vampires for quite a long time now. And she has built this really beautiful and deep friendship with Wolf. They've had this weird like crush on each other for a long time. Neither of them have made a move. None of them have actively tried to pursue one another. And then one day their attraction just becomes way too real, and Wolf starts getting like really possessive and protective over her, and everyone's just like, I highly suggest this so much. Like, it's so good. It's so good. It was such a good standalone, babe. It honestly was so good. It made me tear up, gave me all the feels. Grumpy Sunshine, which is a really popular trope that a lot of people love reading, and this is my #1 pick for this trope. The Gravity of Us by Brittany C. Cherry, and this is the Element series, book 4. You can read this as a standalone though. But this, I love. This motherfucker here is so grumpy. He is so grumpy. He's super steamy, but he's grumpy. I loved this. It was a really good read, quite emotional. It ticked all the boxes for me. So this is about this girl who ends up delivering flowers to a funeral, and then meets this guy at the funeral, and he's a famous author. And the funeral is actually his dad's funeral. And he is a famous author as well. I don't want to give anything away, but that's how they meet. And she is sunshine. She's super positive, super happy. She's like bubbly, and she just wants to like help people and love people and care for people. And this dude, void of any emotions, and he's just a grumpy fuck. So good. I also want to suggest Mr. Masters by T.L. Swan. This is one of my favorite single parent romances ever. I used to talk about this book all the time. But for the grumpy sunshine trope, like, yes. It's about this girl who ends up breaking up with her boyfriend. She lives in Australia. She moves to the UK and she gets a nanny position. And this ends up being her boss. And he is the grumpiest, snottiest. Like, he just needs a big cuddle. I don't know. Like some alcohol or something to lighten up his fucking mood, because this dude doesn't even smile. Not even a little bit of a twitch of the lips, baby. Like, he is so grumpy. Don't forget, guys, a lot of these tropes I have actually done videos for, so you can go back on my channel and go through all my booktube videos. You'll come across a lot of videos where I've literally filmed recommendations for just specific tropes. Like this one. I've done an arranged marriage video before, but the one I want to suggest in this video is Talon, because I loved this book. This is from Carrie & Cole. This is a really weird, like, arranged marriage of convenience. These two get paired up through a dating app type experiment, and they are shocked when they meet each other and they get married, because they're honestly the opposite of what one another are attracted to, and they get married and they're forced together, and they have to live together, and they have to love each other, learn to love each other, and it's epic. This is one of the best, like, arranged marriage of convenience type of stories I've ever read. I love Talon so much. Next trope is Marriage in Trouble, which is one of my favorites. If you guys have any suggestions for this trope, drop them down below in the comments below, please, because I love this trope. This one is actually a recent read, and it's from Ella Fields, and it's called Frayed and Silk. It's a really decent size as well. It's about this girl and this guy who are married. They've got kids, and they have been together for such a long time, and they used to be like madly in love with one another. And then, I don't know, the husband just started being super weird with the wife, and was being short with her, wouldn't have sex with her, wouldn't touch her, wouldn't kiss her, wouldn't like communicate with her. And she starts feeling like their marriage is over, and she's lacking all these things that she's desiring, so she starts looking elsewhere. Read this. I loved this. Again, it just ticked all the boxes for this trope and what I like in romances, and I really enjoyed it. Next up, we've got Forced Proximity. Oh my god, I can't say it. Proximity. Forced Proximity. Oh my god, I can't say it. Forced Proximity. I can't say the word. You know what I'm saying, when people get stuck together and they're forced to be around one another. I picked 2 for this as well. So Birthday Girl, because it's a classic, and everyone loves Birthday Girl. Age gap. Pike and Jordan have to live together because Pike is Jordan's boyfriend's dad. yeah. But I also picked Storm by Carrie & Cole, which is in the same series as Talon, and I loved this. It's about this girl who ends up getting stuck in the middle of the snow one night, and Storm is driving by. He stops to help out. He ends up getting stuck, and they have to use each other's body heat in the middle of the night to keep warm. And they're strangers. Do I need to say anything else? No. So I don't read fantasy and I don't read a ton of paranormal, but someone asked for a fated mate trope suggestion. So these two books here are from Liza James. They are paranormal. This one is called Fated and the second book is called Descent. Amazing. These two books are so slept on, honestly. So fucking slept on. But they both feature like fated mates. And it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Please don't sleep on this. Even if paranormal isn't your thing, trust me, these are fire. Like, these are fire. These are fire. Read them. Someone asked for Rockstar Romance, Blame It on the Tequila by Fiona Cole. This is like a friends to lovers, second chance romance. And the hero is in a rock band and is famous. Yeah. Then we have Student Teacher. So I picked two for this trope. Burnout by Coraline June. I loved this book so much. It also has the brother's best friend trope as well. And the age gap isn't too big so you don't feel uncomfortable reading it. But I also picked The Unrequited by Saffron A. Kent. This is my favorite book from Saffron and I loved this book so much. It's got like stalker vibes. So this girl definitely is not okay and is not normal and she ends up crushing on her professor and stalks him. Yeah, it's a dark romance and it's a good time. So yeah, these two, this one's a little bit more softer than this one is. But yeah, I wanted to give two options for this trope and these are my picks. So I haven't read a lot of serial killer romances, but a lot of you asked for serial killer romance recs. But the only one I can suggest is There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. I recently read this with my book club. If you didn't know, I do have a book club membership program connected to my YouTube channel. The link is down below if you're interested in joining. But we read this together. It's not my favorite book, but I know a lot of people love this book. Love it, and it's perfect. It is what it is, baby. It's a serial killer romance. So enjoy that one. Okay, so someone asked for a recommendation to do with drugs. I know like drug use isn't a trope. I haven't come across a lot of romances that do, you know, talk about drugs or drug use in this plot and story. But the only one that I could think of was Ecstasy by 𝐂𝐕_Rose. This is dark and twisted, baby. But if that's why you're here, then you'll really, really enjoy this. Some of the scenes that 𝐂𝐕 wrote in this book, when it came to taking drugs and the characters taking drugs, I was like, that is so accurate. Like, literally accurate. Like, I can relate, baby. I've been around the block a couple of times, if you know what I mean. And, yeah, relatable as fuck. If you want something dark, twisted, that's got tons of drugs in it, Ecstasy. The name says it all. Also, someone asked for a recommendation to do with mental health, and this came to my mind straight away. Stay With Me, the entire series, but this is the first book, Stay With Me, by Nicole Fiorina. You have to read this if you're looking for something to do with mental health. It is set at like a psych ward cross like prison for kids that have issues. And Mia is totally not okay. She's committed a crime. This is her punishment, and she gets sent to this like boarding school psych ward thing in the UK and meets Ollie, and it's heavy as fuck, so good, one of my favorites. I love it. So if you haven't read it and you want something to do with mental health, I do suggest this one too. That's it for today's little quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm planning on doing another one of these very, 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 very soon. But yeah, baby, it's Christmas this week. I'm only going to film one more video for my book club this week, and then I'm probably going to have a week off. So yeah, you're not going to see me until after Christmas probably. If that's the case, Merry fucking Christmas. Hope you have a beautiful day and you enjoy it with your fam bam. I hope you get spoiled. And if you don't get spoiled, I hope you just eat good food. If you celebrate Christmas, I know a lot of people don't celebrate it. I do. I'm not religious, but I celebrate Jesus, because why not? Why fucking not? Presents and food and family, that's what I'm all about, baby. If you enjoyed today's video, thumbs it up. Make sure you subscribe before leaving. Follow me on all my social medias. Links to the books will be down below. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Thank you for watching. It means the world to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!